Welcome back. I was thinking on my run today that, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll realise that on my stories I'm running a lot more at the minute, which is, it's done intentionally, not just because I like to run, but it's done because it's a good routine for me to have. Getting up early, getting some work done, getting out on a morning run every day is actually really good. And I'll talk more about kind of mental health and the mental aspects of running your own business and sports photography and all of that stuff in a later video. But what I want to talk about today, and it kind of got me thinking on my run, was the fact that running a business, being a photographer, being a runner, being an athlete, starting anything new, learning a new skill, whatever it might be, the old adage of it's a marathon, it's not a sprint holds really true. However, for sports photography and for stuff like I do, it is a marathon, it's not a sprint. However, you need to sprint. And I've been hearing a lot of up-and-coming creatives and a lot of up-and-coming photographers recently talking about the fact that they don't know where to start, or they've started and they're not getting enough traction, they want to get more, they want to do more, they want to scale up, they want to go from local free things to slightly bigger paid jobs and all that kind of stuff. And what you have to understand is that, as in anything, whether it's learning a new skill or getting into a relationship or making £1 million, it's a very long, slow process. You have to think about a long-term mentality and not a short-term mentality. However, you do need to sprint. And what I mean by that is that what you have to do is you've got to start with, at least be prepared to front load lots and lots of content, lots and lots of images, lots and lots of work, lots and lots of contacts, lots and lots of networking. You've got to be out there and you've got to be doing. When I first started the business, when I first started my photography business, all I would do was email people, go to local park runs, go to local trail races. I'd be shooting or speaking to people or emailing people or Instagramming DM people and just trying to get as much of my content out there, but also try and network with as many people as I could, try and find out whether people wanted my services. If they didn't, offer myself out. And there was a huge push. And what a lot of people see visually online is the fact that, I do London Marathon and World Triathlon Series racing in Leeds and Knots and this race and that race and European Championships for this and blah, 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 blah. That's amazing. However, what you don't see is that I used to email races, 20, 30 races a day, every single day for months, because I was trying to find work. I had the body of work, I had the right images, I had the right skill, I had the right kind of method in what I was doing, but I needed to go out there. So I would spend every single day emailing 20, 30 races, find 20, 30 new races, email them, find 20, 30 more new races, email them every single day, 5, 6 days a week, every day, every week for 4 or 5 months. And that picks up a certain amount of work, which allows you to step forward, which allows you to pick up slightly bigger clients and slightly bigger kind of events and races and stuff. And there's an awful lot of hard work and effort that goes into it. And what a lot of creatives and photographers and things who are just starting out, and it's the same with anything, if you're learning a new language, it's the same. You want to be able to do it all now. You want to be able to speak that language fluently straight away, and it doesn't work like that. It takes an awful lot of time, a lot longer than you think it does. Like my business is a couple of years old. I've been blessed to do some really cool stuff and be at some really amazing events and races and work with some very cool people. And 2019 is just looking even better. But what a lot of people then don't see is the fact that I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been taking photos of my kids' teddy bears with flash. I've been taking pictures of rivers and flipping ducks on ponds and rough landscapes and standing out in the cold in the middle of the winter shooting night scenes and stars and literally everything. Weddings, birthdays. I did a puppy session once with 8 puppies in it. I mean, they were cute as heck. They were British Bulldog puppies, but still a nightmare. Like, that's what goes in the background that people don't see. And I've been playing this game for nearly 10 years. But I'm still sprinting. I'm still working really hard. This week's an absolute flat out week for me, and that's great, and I love it. And what people need to think about when it comes to starting a photography business, going solo, learning to take great pictures, whatever it may be, it's the same as whether you're learning a new language, trying to run 1,000 miles in a year, whatever it might be. You don't do it all straight away on day one. You don't do it all straight away in the first 6 weeks. You don't do it in the first 6 months. You don't do it in the first 2 years. You do it in the first 5 years, or the first 10 years, or the first 15 years. It's a slow process. Yes, you've got a camera. Yes, you can take nice photos. Yes, you've got an Instagram profile. Yes, you've got some followers. Yes, you get some likes. But it doesn't mean you get to translate straight away up into slightly bigger things. You have to take the time. You've got to put the effort and the hours in, and that's not 6 weeks here, 6 weeks there. That's 2 years here, 2 years there. You've got to earn it. And that doesn't mean that people need to see that you've spent 10 years shooting that stuff. What they need to see is that you've got that body of work, you've got that experience. Because professional photography is great and it sounds amazing, go and get paid to take really nice photos and enjoy what you do, but you have to deliver. Like if I go out, so I've got 2 big commercial shoots this week, both of those sessions I have to deliver. I can't go, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't get it right, sorry, need to do it again. Like those are the time slots I've got, those are the days I've got, these are the really big clients I've got, I need to nail these shoots. I've got a Super League netball game on Saturday evening. I can't ask them to replay that game if I don't get it right. I have to deliver. I've got a half marathon, big national half marathon on Sunday. I need to get it right. I can't kind of ask them just to redo it. And what a lot of people think, photography is great. People seem to think that, oh, it's amazing you get paid to take photos, but as a professional photographer, you've got to deliver. And you deliver because you've got years of experience, because you've played a long game. You've realised that it's a marathon and not a sprint, but you are working really, really hard all the time and you're putting in those big sprints, those large volumes of work, that large volumes of hours kind of just shooting. And that's what makes up all of that ability to go, yeah, I can deliver on time for this event, for this race, whatever it might be. Professional photography sounds like an amazing romantic thing and it's brilliant, but there's a lot of pressure that goes with it. So when you're starting out as a creative, when you're starting out as a new photographer, play a very long game, a much bigger game than you think you're going to play. If you think, oh, I'll be up and running within a year, 2 years, if you've only just picked up a camera in the last 2 or 3 years, it's going to take a lot longer than that. You might be amazing, you might have some great skill, but it's going to take an awful long time. It's an awful lot you need to learn, and you learn by doing it. You don't learn by just reading it or watching a YouTube video. You've got to put your hands on a camera, put your hands on a lens, get in front of people, spend an awful lot of time taking photos. I did a talk at the end of September last year, and in that talk I talked about the fact that I'd probably taken about 500,000 photos, I reckon, probably more in the years that I've been doing photography. That's an awful lot of images. That's an awful lot of bad images, and that's a couple of really good ones. And if I'd just gone into it thinking, right, well, I'll be great in 6 weeks, I'd have put my camera down years ago. So if you're starting out, remember, it's a very long game. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint, but you've got to work hard at it if you want to make something of it. That's just how it works. So yeah, maybe go out on a run, see if that helps lighten the mood, straighten your brain out, whatever. But enjoy it because it is meant to be enjoyable. It's not meant to be hard work and miserable all the time. It's meant to be enjoyable. It's meant to be fun. So go and enjoy it and keep putting that content online and keep showing me what you've got and what images you take, because that'll be ace. And if you are at the National Cross Country Championships in Harewood House on Saturday and you haven't already, make sure you go to Pick2Go to download all your images and stuff. They are free. We were there providing that service for free, for you to have free images, should I say. So make sure you've gone and get those. There's some ace ones there. Some really big names turned up for that. It was really cool, and the light was amazing. So if you haven't got them already, go and grab them. There's links on my Instagram and stuff for how to get there. So cool, have a wicked day. I'm going to go and dip into an awful lot of meetings and bits and pieces, and I will see you on the other side of this week. See you later.